Hey everybody, I'm currently home and I'm relaxing, about to watch a movie. But the movie you are about to watch on this channel is a project that I have been working on for the past week. And this is the final touches of said project for a very close friend of mine. And this has been a joint project between several people, including some of my own personal friends, own personal close family member type people, and myself. This encapsulates the biggest project I've ever done thus far, and also encapsulates what I really do in the everyday day when I'm not gaming or anything else. Disclaimer: this isn't a video showcasing everything. I have been given permission to showcase all of the clips and mini movie in this video. If you want to go towards the end of this video, you'll see all the clips of random jobs and stuff I've done over the past year. Not all of it, but just some of the best clips I found and whatnot. But I do a lot of things every single day. Not just my primary job. I'm constantly moving. I'm constantly doing something. I just wanted to showcase some of the reasons why I haven't been doing a lot of gaming on the channel. I just don't game a lot anymore. I have been playing Palworld, but I just don't have enough time to play Palworld. I haven't been playing Astrobot. I need to finish that series. I need to finish the Legend of Zelda series. But this month has been incredibly busy for me, and it's probably going to remain busy for a couple more weeks. But I thought, you know what? I'm already on YouTube, and I got permission from everyone involved in these clips to record. So I thought, you know what? Let's showcase something on the channel that's something a little bit more special. I guess you could call this the almost 60 subscriber special video. So, disclaimer, be polite in the comments, keep it civil, and so forth. I wish everyone a wonderful day or night, and if you enjoy the video, please hit the subscribe button or push the like button. It helps out. Strangely, it actually does help out. And as for the gaming related content, it'll be back when I finally have enough time to actually game. I do have some videos in the backlog, and I have some PAL videos that I want to make, or Palworld videos that I want to make. And some recording software or recording equipment actually arrived today, so that's awesome. I also am going to be starting woodworking, so maybe if that works out, you'll see me do a video where I build something like a shelf or an axe, or maybe even carve a gaming statue. I kind of really want to learn how to carve a statue of Solid Snake. But for now, enjoy a video of me doing side work, because I do a lot of that. Take care, everybody. Hopefully you enjoy it. Doodles. So I'm out here. I'm at a lake house, and I've been working for this person for a good week now, and that's another reason I haven't really made that many videos, is just because I don't really game as much as I used to. But I have all this to unhaul, like all that right there to just unload from this big ass truck, and then scrape all of that, or not scrape, but place all of the straw all over this property at the borderlines. For anyone who doesn't know, borderlines are typically spaces or zones that connect properties to other properties. For example, in this case, the borderline is a long black like tarp that goes around this entire like zone right here. And yeah, the owner's looking to rent out this place, try to make their money back. And my job is to make it look good. I've had friends come by, do painting and stuff like that. Got a lot of it done. I have to caulk some walls and haul some lumber. Got to find some buyers for some like kayaks and stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna get to it. But for anyone who's wondering, oh, why hasn't he been uploading like every day and whatnot? Well, it's just because I don't game as much as I used to. In fact, I haven't really played anything except for maybe Pal World on occasion. And I never thought I'd say the day, but I prefer doing things that keep my mind active than just sitting down doing nothing at all. I never thought I'd say that, but doing jobs, staying active, making money, it's kind of the reality in this world. And yeah, I prefer doing that more than anything. With that being said, look at this view right here. The funny thing is, or the irony, I guess you could say, I still can't swim. So we're going to have to remedy that because I'm planning on buying a paddle boat. So we're going to have to learn to swim soon. And a bunch of other things, to be honest. Well, let's get to work. So this is what I was talking about here. So this is the boundary line. You can see that tarp right there. And this is the task at hand. I am supposed to take all of these bales of straw, which I've lined accordingly. One did unfortunately break open. And we're going to cut those strings and smooth them out. I've laid them all out throughout the entire property where the border line is. And yeah, that's what we're going to do now. And things like this right here are also going to be hauled off the property. I actually have a neighbor who uses plenty of firewood. So this is free firewood right here. So things like that right there, we're taking and we're going to load in the truck and then take it back to other places. And as for the trash and stuff, that's going directly to the dump. And this is something else we got to do. So this is a shed, and we got to clean the entirety of this shed, scrub the floors, all that. But the priority is just cleaning the shed, I was told. So get all the trash out, everything like that, organize it, and so forth. So that's another thing I have to do. This one's we're going to need the glove. Always come prepared. Always come prepared. The hardest part about any job I ever take is the sheer fact of getting gloves on my left hand. Like, I don't show this often, if at all on the channel, but it's somewhat difficult to get a glove on this hand. But I manage. It's easy taking them off sometimes. Not easy putting them on. But that'll do. It is currently about 90 degrees outside. So that's awesome. And funny thing is, I think these gloves are too small. And I do believe that these are realistically too small. But we're going to break this one up. They're not all like this, but this one is actually quite compacted. And it's very hard to rake compacted things across the yard. The plan is to make a thick layer of straw over this tarp right here. And then when we get it evened out, that will be a major plus. So, there we go. Oh, the wind happens to be blowing exactly in the direction that I need to be. Honestly, I kind of like this idea of using straw as a boundary marker, because if done right, it actually looks good. But that's the problem. It's making it look good. I might need another hay bale over here. You know what? Yeah, I think I will. man. Key is to shake the straw, from what I've experienced, and try to make it. I think of this. Try to make it like a pig rolled in it and sleeps in it. If anyone has farm animals, you know how neat they can get their straw for some reason. That looks pretty good over here. Still got, I'm definitely putting another hay bale down there. But we got all this up here to do. Looking good so far. But this is the kind of stuff I do on the regular. Like just, you know, hay stuff, hay related stuff. But you can see on the camera right here how everything looks smooth, evened out. That's what we're looking for right now. So let's finish this up. See how long it's going to take me. And then we got to get to loading up all the other stuff. I think what I'm going to do is continue shredding this up with my hand. And then we will go from here. So there's big blocks of it. It occurred to me, another way I could explain this is if you were fluffing a pillow. If anyone's ever fluffed a pillow, you know what I'm talking about. Like you're trying to fluff it up, make it nice and soft and flat-ish. Well, no, if you're fluffing a pillow, you're not making it flat. You're trying to puff it up. For me, when I fluff my pillows, fluffing my pillow consists of making it as flat as possible. This one's just falling apart. That's a good bale straw. fluffed up a lot. So now let's fluff it up some more, but with a rake. Also, let's fluff this over here. There we go. It's looking good so far. Oh, it looks like they had another hidden one back here. Whoa. Well, that is unfortunate. Sometimes when you're on a job, it amazes me how you can use a tool for hours and hours and hours without a problem. But sometimes on the most important jobs, stuff like this happens. Like, it amazes me. It genuinely amazes me. And the only reason that happened is because the pen just decided to eject itself into the ether. So I gotta find that pen eventually. This is why you always make sure you have a backup plan. And this old pitchfork is exactly that. It actually works really well for stabbing the straw, but it doesn't really work well for, like, raking the straw. So maybe we might have to do this by hand, fluff it up by hand, and then use the pitchfork to even it out. fluff it. That also helps make sure there isn't any like large clumps sitting around doing nothing. And that's one of several corners. So this is actually kind of impressive. I'm not going to showcase the entire thing because this was already 22 minutes. If I do showcase any more, it's going to be like time lapsed. But much better. Much better. But that's how the entire corner and around the house have to look. So this is the biggest thing. So now I got the corner over there and the corner over there to do, and then I have to load some garbage and logs into the back of the truck to get this place looking nice. So see you when I do all that. So I found a fossilized log and it's awesome. I'm moving this log pile now, but gotta run. The owner's here, so we're probably gonna do some more stuff. Took a little bit and I had someone helping me, but we managed to get the truck loaded with all this lumber, and now I gotta load it out of the truck eventually. We'll get to that when we get to it. All right, so it has been an hour and 35 minutes, and the dump was closed, so we couldn't take the dump, or the trash rather. Actually, it was more like the dump refused to take anything, so I have to drive an extra like 20-30 minutes to actually go. So we just decided to wait till tomorrow, and then we will go to our local dump, which does take all the stuff. But I have finished this side of the house. It took me about 22 minutes, and now we're on the final side of the house, which is that way. All right, we're on the last bit of work on this property. Well, the last bit for today. There's a heck of a lot more that needs to be done, but I don't think I can get it done today, but if I can, that's great. This is what the current load of the truck looks like right now. And I still got to get this wheelbarrow on top of that somehow. But that's for another time. Now we're going back to the side and finish the raking and everything like that, because I still got one more side of the house to put the straw down on. And then after that, I got to do some power washing. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, so behind me is the last section that I got to do for the house. And then we resume power washing, or power wash to start. So I've been doing this job for about 3.5 hours right now. We've got a lot done. I haven't showcased everything because, you know, I don't want to just sit here recording every single task at hand. It takes too long. But I don't mind showcasing some of it. And yeah, let's see how quickly I can do this section behind me. We got all this to do. Let's see how fast I can do it. Properly, that is. We got to cover all of this with straw. However, the first thing I'm going to do is designate an area to rake up all the leaves on. Because what we're going to do first, we're going to rake up all the leaves from this side, put them over there. So I'm going to designate like this area as the leaf pile area. But this section right here needs to be completely bare. And I mean completely bare. So let's get to it. And I jury rigged the rake back together. It should hold for a little bit anyway, until I get a replacement part, unless the owner just wants to buy a new rake. But some people like to just buy new stuff instead of constantly repair stuff. I, on the other hand, like to constantly repair stuff. Whoop. This will be the leaf pile. And that can also help cover up this tarp right here. Looks like we got company. Alright, so we're back. The repairman or the movers came to pick up the tools that they left here, so I stopped the recording. One thing about me is I don't ever record anyone who doesn't want to be recorded, and it's also polite not to have a camera in someone's face when they are talking to you. So, but we're back. And now we are going to resume doing this. It shouldn't take much longer. But we got to get this done. And then we have to do some power washing. Maybe, depending on how the day goes, clean out a shed or two. But the way the day's going so far, I've been doing a lot of stuff, and I still got caulking to do. That I forgot about that completely. Look at that. Not bad. Taking that out. This, unfortunately, does not move. I thought it would, but it doesn't. Or maybe, no, it don't. So this, I think, yeah, I think this place used to be like a railroad or something. And these are railroad, like something with railroads. I can't remember. But there used to be a railroad running through here at some point in time. And these are the stakes that had the railroad on it. But I'm not getting that out of the ground. That is firmly in there. There's also actual railroad ties on the other side where you can actually see the like spikes where they were in the ground or on something that are just all over the place. But picked a lot of those up and we threw them in the truck for, I guess, hauling to the metal place. I was going to sell them, but I don't know how much I could get for them. So, but at one point in time, there was a railroad system running through this area. And honestly, part of me really would love to have seen what this place looked like when that town was around, or when that town was still relevant. But didn't take long to completely bare this section. We still got over here to do. There we go. Now we have to put straw on top of all this. So let's get cracking. We can't have anything being shown in terms of the black tarp. So I got to be very careful to not get leaves and stuff on the very thing I just swept up. Oh, that one's packed on. That one's packed in. Only downside about working in the sun all day is the headaches you get afterwards. Because I do have a slight headache forming, which isn't great, but it's not a game breaker. And also, like, gotta power wash this over here, right here. But I've been tasked with power washing the shower, which is actually right behind the camera. It's an outside shower, so that's awesome. And I've been tasked with power washing the patio and the shower for now. Get him there. I actually might need another bale of straw, depending on how this goes. We do have one extra over there, which is good. Alright. Now we take the rake and we try to even it out across the carpet. this side of the house done. So, took a bit. I'm not gonna lie. It is a bit tiring, but I like doing this kind of stuff. And the whole point of doing this is to make it all nice and neat. But as you can see, almost 99% of the tarp is completely and utterly covered. And that is the whole point. There's that one corner, which I will, as soon as I end this segment, cover that up. But that's the entire surrounding of the property cleaned up. So, yeah. But for anyone who has watched the video this far, I'm not going to be doing videos like this all the time. There's very few people who allow me to like record. There's very few people who want their like job shown, but some people don't mind if I record and just showcase the work I do. And hey, if I get out there and more people want to hire me, as long as it's not something I know I can't do yet, I don't mind it. But we're going to end this segment here, and then probably not going to see another segment until maybe I start doing the caulking, if I get around to that today. The main reason is because I don't want to really deal with recording of the camera, moving it all around for the power washing. But when it comes to that, eventually I might like hook up a like GoPro or something to my skull and just record everything that way. But for now, I don't really plan on doing a lot of these videos, because even though I am cutting a lot of the work out, there are still segments where, like this one, after I'm finished, I'm, well, basically just talking into a camera. But that'll do it for this segment. And now I'm going to do some power washing, and then after that we're going to do some caulking, and then after that we're going to do some scrubbing, and then after that we're going to clean out a garage, possibly, maybe. We'll see how much we can get done. So toodles, see you in a minute. Alright, the day's about up, everything is about done. I'm tired, I'm dirty, and I still have two things to do. The power washing has been done, so I power washed the entire like shower, outside shower. This is what it looks like now. Not great. Like, I missed a spot there, which is unfortunate, but I've already locked up the tools and I do not have access to the key once I've locked it. But that looks clean. That looks real clean. Look at that. So this is all wood, so it wasn't the hardest job, but you can even tell the difference between this wood and then go over here, you can see the difference. So I'm probably going to be tasked with power washing all of this as well, but it's a big difference. So yeah, because the entire shower was similar to what is outside over there. You can see also I got a little too close to this, and you can see the like streak the power washer made there. So that's unfortunate, but yeah, not bad for my first major power washing job. But yeah, now we got to go inside, do some more caulking of the walls, the ceiling, and then after that I'm done. I'm done for the day. Tomorrow I have to unload that truck, so that's going to be a job in itself, and oh, that's going to be miserable in the heat. So yeah, not bad, I do say. Alright, we're in the big room now, and I got a little damp towel with a little bit of soap on it. And our goal now is to lightly caulk that wall in the corner and a few of the cracks around here. I've caulked that side, but we have to seal these little micro holes here, a little bit here, and along the majority of it is in this corner over here. So there's micro holes here from bugs. Gotta reseal that. Gotta reseal right here. Reseal there. Reseal here. And this big one right here is the major one. There's just holes all over that one. Same thing with over here. So, yeah. This is the last part that I have to do today. And it's been an exhausting day, but I've been doing stuff like this for about a week now, which is another reason you guys don't see any videos on the channel, because I got a life and I'm gonna live the life. Normally I wouldn't showcase my side work like this, but this is a major project for me, and honestly, I've been doing really well at it. So, disclaimer, I'm not a professional by any means. I'm just a small town handyman. But if I make it big one day, that'll be something. If I don't, I don't. But we're gonna start the caulk process, and then we're gonna head on out. So, enough dawdling, let's get to work. Oh, looks like our caulk is a little bit dry. So excuse me while I puncture the caulk. Right. We washed the tip off and we punctured it, so should come out smoothly now. Hopefully. There we go. Perfect line. And now, here's the most difficult part. Keeping the edges of the paper, not paper, but the edges of the wall from getting dirty. Alright, that's one. That's two. 3. That one's pretty good. That one, on the other hand, is terrible. And then there's that major one right there. And then in the corner right here. I've already done that wall over there. Funny thing is, I'm still working on my technique. So, that one did pretty well too. But I'm going to end the video here and finish this up. And yeah, next time you see me, I'll be done and I'll say some afterthoughts or something like that. But yeah, not too bad. I mean, I'm patched the holes. Most of them anyway. I still got some left. So let me go finish up here and then you'll see me when you see me. So take care, everybody. And it's done. I sealed up every major hole in the wall. And you can see it came out pretty good. Like, that is still extremely bright. Once that dries out, it will look a little better. But yeah, did this room, and I also did this room in here. So you can see it's still like white there, a little bit of white there. That's where the cracks were and the holes. So yeah, not bad. It took me a while, but not bad. Probably took me 25 minutes. I showcased 4 minutes of it, but there are some tasks where I just prefer to do the job, get it over with, and then record after. And the whole point of this video was to showcase some of the things that I do when I'm not working my primary job. And a lot of it's exhausting, a lot of it is just busy work, and some of it isn't that entertaining. But I haven't done a video like this ever on the channel, and I thought people might get a kick out of what a beginner handyman does in his off time. Because for some reason, I cannot stop working. And yes, I know I'm looking at this side of the phone and my camera's over here, but still, whatever. I can't stop working. No matter what I do, I just have to constantly be doing something. But as I get better, as I improve, hopefully, maybe I'll make a business out of it. I don't know. Everything's up in the air right now, but I'm gonna head out. I still got a ton of garbage to haul off tomorrow, and I kind of want to go take a break for a little bit. But you know what? Before we leave, let's do one thing. Well, the day is finally over. I had a few more things to do because the owner called and wanted me to take care of a few things, so took care of those. It is currently 7:45 and I'm about to head out. I worked 6 hours and 48 minutes and I earned enough. I think I'm happy with what I earned. And now it's time to go home and try to relax. I'm also covered in dirt, so that sucks. And I still have all that trash in the back to unload tomorrow, which is going to also suck. Because I'm going to have to do that before I go to my actual job. And that is going to... Did I mention that's going to suck? So, yeah. It is what it is. So, you do what you got to do. But the day's over. I call that a successful day. Anyway. Onwards to another adventure. Meaning onwards to home. So, that's the end of this segment. I might do one more segment at the end of this video once I get home, maybe just as a discussion segment. But for now, I bid you guys adieu. And thank you for listening to me and being on this little mini what I do when I'm not actually working day, I guess. Because I think I'm always working no matter what it is. So yeah, doodles. Alright, the new one is on, and I can tell it's not leaking because I can turn it on like that, and there's no leaks. Turn it on like that, there's no leaks. Now let's finish taping it. So this is the new faucet, or rather the old faucet. I disconnected the old one that has cracks in it. Gotta spray some WD-40 on that to get that off. But we're about to put the new faucet on and tape it and put the new washers on.
Now with 4 wires, that's all it's got on it.
Wow. 4.
Less is more. Yeah. Everybody want to take a look? Yeah. Hold on, let's put it. Yeah, that's not it.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. Make it easy. Oh yeah, I mean, I wanted one all my life, and finally, it wasn't that bad. I bought that for $1,600.
Really?
Huh. I put it up my.
You caught something fruits. What'd you catch? What'd you catch? Something cool? You investigating it? Fruits, that's a big den. Oh, something startled you. So it seems my cat has found a den of some sort. It's too big to be a snake den, and it goes on for a pretty good mile. Goes all the way in there. But this is interesting. I wonder what animal made this. Could be a rabbit. But I'm gonna follow this den and see where it leads. Or I could just stick my hand in there. Ugh. It's too deep. Can't reach whatever's in there. But that may or may not be a problem I need to take care of. Alright, we taped the connector. Now we gotta tape the other 2 connectors, and then we have to hook it on to the spigot. So I get home, and the thing I see immediately upon coming home is this. How the heck did you get up there? You look so majestic. Do you need help down? Seems like my cat is stuck in a tree, literally. What a world. How you like your adventure? So, 'twas an easy fix. I put my painter's ladder right next to that tree and then tied a rope around that Y branch up there and then pulled with all my might so the tree was slanted towards this big tree, and he jumped on that limb up there and then climbed his way down here, and then I grabbed him and put him on the ground. So, yeah. Cat rescued from tree. Need to scratch that off my bucket list.